Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about sort of a part 2 or a follow-up to my Hasbro plastic-free packaging is worse than I thought video. And it was worse than I thought while I was making the video, because it turns out that I unboxed those 3 figures, and yes, I got a Diana in a Hank box. Diana's a great figure, but I don't need 2 Dianas, so I did contact the Hasbro customer service, and they sent me out 2 more replacements for free. So I got the Hank, obviously, because Diana was in there, and my Bobby and Uni they were missing the die, the 12-sided die. So I'm going to unbox those and see what's all in there. I'm also going to weigh them. I'm going to do a few things, so because the mitten box collectors probably need to know exact weight and all this kind of stuff. So that might be a little bit of fun right there. And then we're going to unbox the set right here. It actually did not come from Target, although it's a Target exclusive. It came from Hasbro Pulse before I got it from Target. So anyway, we're going to look at all this and more coming up. So the first thing we're going to do is going to weigh them before we open them. And I did not ever open this, so there's some sort of instructions. There's weapons baggie. I hate the sound of that baggie. And then there's another baggie, and there's a Diana. So we're going to put all this in there. It should be the same weight as if you were to get a sealed one. So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to weigh it. All right, we got the scale tared, ready to go. We got it in ounces, and this is Diana. Diana is going to be 4.6 ounces, and I'm going to write that down so I remember in the future. Next, we're going to weigh Bobby. This is the sealed Bobby now. Sealed Bobby weighs 5.0. And sealed Hank weighs 5.4. I just say I actually weighed the sealed ones earlier, and those were the same numbers I got just now. So that works out. Now we're going to go ahead and open these, and then we're going to see what's in there and all that good stuff. Now, before I get into opening these, I do want to compliment Hasbro's customer service, because they don't know me from anybody else. They did not know that I'm making a video about this. They have no idea they were sending it to me or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm just a customer who said I had a problem, and they allegedly fixed it. I think it's fixed. I do want to say it didn't look like they packed them funny, but for whatever reason, these here are bent up card backs. Not really that big of a deal, because the packaging isn't as exciting as if it was like plastic in it, but it was kind of frustrating. But these are $25 figures, but I originally got them from Amazon for $17 to $19, depending on the character. They were just anywhere between $17 and $19, and so the way cheaper already, just right out the gate. So I bought them on Amazon. So here we go. I'll link them down below, but I don't know if the prices, all those have sold out or not. The cheaper ones, we'll find out. Let's see, cut into here. And then there's 2 pieces of tape. Let's hope the 12-sided die is in there. So it is a 12-sided die. And I'm going to open this up. Okay, so we have a Bobby and a Uni. So there's Uni. And Uni's got the die. So that is awesome. That's awesome. It's in there. And then here's a Bobby. And where's his weapons? Where's Bobby's club? Bobby's club. Bobby's club's right here. Okay, so cool. I'm just going to leave this the way it is, and we're going to go into Hank. Seriously, out of this whole video, this is definitely the big problem that I had, and that was Hank. So we are going to open this guy up, and there's 2 pieces of tape. Now, I do want to point out that the boxes are all exactly the same dimensions, so there's nothing different. Oh, that's what he sounds like shaking around. He feels heavier. He is heavier than Diana, so I'm pretty sure Hank's in here. I mean, that's pretty much an expectation at this point. If he's 5.4 ounces, because he's got a little bit more plastic to him. And then we're going to be able to see how excited we get when we have... Looks like... Is that Hank? Yes, that looks like Hank. Yes! Finally! Finally! Man, it's been 2 weeks that I've been waiting for this guy to come out, and snip that little piece of tape. There's really no way to do this really no way to do this without... All right, people have been saying that he's had problems with his hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is move his hand. I have no problems with his hand. I haven't heated him up yet, but I do have a little trick where people say heating, but if you do a flex forward and flex back, and just kind of rocking motion, you can get it without having to heat it. That's sometimes I've noticed that with some of these figures, and figure out which way you want it to go. So you want to rock it a little bit, and then I'm not going to really try to get his hands to move too much. I will heat up everything because I understand that's an issue. Now his feet are all janky looking in there, so that's kind of strange. And then oh no, his foot. Let's do a rocking motion. I might have to heat his foot up. No. Ugh, that sucks. Well, anyway, I got Hank. I could probably still make him stand, even with his foot all kind of messed up. But out of the box, the foot's like this. See, because he's just slamming around in there, his foot got slammed, and now it's at a strange angle, and there's already a stress mark right here. So I'm a little afraid to give it... Oh, there we go. It popped in. With the old side-to-side trick. All right, there we go. Now, I'll show you what I'm worried about with him in just a bit of a second here. Let's try to make him stand. Let's get him all in angle in the camera here. We don't want to look at that ridiculous wax paper. That's ridiculous, but... All right. Thank you so much to good old Hasbro for shipping this to me for free, because I got the wrong thing and they made it up to me. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I've got everything I'm supposed to have so far. Well, I don't know about the accessories. Took it off camera to cut the tape. I want to try to preserve these wax paper baggies. I wonder if I can figure out a way to make my own. And he's dies in there, so everything's right. Everything's pretty much right with this one. He's got what, 6, 7, 8-sided die. Bobby's got the 12, and Diana's got what, 18-side die? I don't know. Okay, so here we go with this right here. Okay, we do have the bow and arrow, and we do have this bow and arrow, so that works. And that looks good. That looks good. That looks really nice, so fantastic. Now, I would have thought of something, and I'll talk about this more in my review, but I would have thought it would have been better to just have a clip-on piece, but now that I have it in hand, I see why they did it the way they did it, because if you had a clip-on piece, well, they still could have done it. A clear, so you clip on this arrow and then the energy string and still have a bow and just clip the clip-on piece on. It would make more sense to me, more logical than having just the whole thing clear. But I don't know. I don't know. But I'm so happy I actually have it, and it's pretty nice. So I guess it's time to do an unboxing of Venger and the Dungeon Master. Before we get into the Dungeon Master, I do want to show how this box is constructed. It is one piece of cardboard that is probably, it's shaped like this, and then it goes down a little bit over to here, over to this area. It's one piece of cardboard folded up and glued here and glued at the top and the side, and then it's just folded and then taped at the bottom. So this is definitely a cost-saving measure for sure. I mean, it's definitely a cost-saving measure when you look at the way they did it, because I thought it was going to be like a box glued to a card back. Instead, it's just a cardboard piece, a card back, and it's only printed where you're going to see it and folded up. Yeah, that's definitely a cost-saving measure. So now we're going to have to pan out for the unboxing of this. Now, I have to tell you that because it's an exclusive, because it's something special and different, I'm fairly certain it's going to be what is supposed to be in there is what's in there. So I got to figure out how they made the box and the best way to open it and still preserve it. And it's probably open it from the side. And probably open it from this side would be the best. But real quick, looking at it, nice looking packaging. I mean, I'm praising a box that you can't see the figure, but it does look cool. The artwork looks very, very cartoon-y. And it would have been nice to have a window in it, but I would be okay if the window was in all the other figures except this, because, I mean, when you get into the bigger box stuff, I'm just a little bit more okay with it. I guess I am. It would have been cool, though, to have a window. I mean, we're still getting it in classified, sort of, for a while. All right, first thing in there is this, whatever this is. And I should have weighed this, but I don't really think that's going to be an issue. Now, we get to see the ride, so that's kind of cool. And then we get to see all of this. So, we got this whole background piece. And I wonder if it's just a Dungeon Dragon symbol on that side, and we get the whole ride. That's cool. That is cool. And it's heavy cardstock. It's not like cheap junk kind of cardboard. So we'll set this up back behind all of this, and plus we'll get to get a better look at it while we're going. And then we're going to open this up and see what we have inside. And looking at the box, we are supposed to have a 0-0 die, a Snake Eyes die, I don't know, and one that's like got a Dungeon Dragon on it. We'll figure out if we've got the right ones. It does have some sort of instruction piece in there. This is thicker. This is what the other ones come with, but this comes with a thicker plastic, and it's sealed versus just taped. So much different going on with this here. So I don't know if it's better that it's done this way or worse that it's done this way, but we're going to open this up and we're going to see inside we have none other than Dungeon Master. Ooh, his hand's not wanting to move. Neither hand are wanting to move, so we're going to deal with him here in a bit. Now that we're kind of opening it, we're going to put him over here. Then we're going to get over to this guy here. And I'm sure that rattling sound on the camera is terrible, so apologize. It's not my fault at all. Wings for Vengar. It's funny when you hear people review stuff that have no idea what the media is. I mean, I've done that in the past. I'm not going to bust on everyone for it, but I'm just saying it's funny. I'm sure people laugh at me when I'm wrong. Whoa! Look how big that is. Wow. I didn't know that thing was that huge. Wow. 42. I got 42. That's crazy. And then this thing's super tiny because he's huge and he's tiny. That's I didn't expect that. I even watched a couple reviews. I didn't realize that they were that different. This guy here is just tucked under. You don't even have to cut it or anything. Look, see, you see his feet. So still nothing supporting them. They're just slamming around in there. Wow. So his extra hands are just loose in there. I don't know if I like that. I don't know how I like that. There it is. That's everything that's in there. We're going to take a quick look at it after I clean up all this wax paper. Wax paper doesn't have an economical impact. Okay, so this video doesn't get any longer. This is just an unboxing, not a review, but I am going to sort of plug his wings in if I can. That doesn't seem easy to do. Wow. Seems like you have to put some serious force on that guy. I'm not going to push it all the way. And let's see if his hands move easily and freely. Well, sort of. Let's see his... I'm going to heat all these up before I do a review, so... because I don't want to break anything. And yeah, I'm sure I can get another one, but if I break it, but that's not the goal here. So there they are. Come on, let's do the side-to-side method. Back and forth and wiggle it. Yep. My method here to back and forth and wiggle it. And back and forth and wiggle it. And back and forth and... okay, he's not wanting to give. There he is. There they are. There's their die. I'm definitely not popping these hands off just yet. I'm going to definitely use some heat for all that. And I'll use that in the review. Okay, so next up, I've got one last trick up my sleeve before we kind of close this out. I did get a couple of bobbies from Target. Now, the way they were crammed in the box, they didn't do justice for the packaging. But the packaging doesn't do justice for the packaging either, so that's a thing. So now I've got my original Bobby missing his die. I have one from Hasbro that's got everything in it. And then I have two more sealed ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to weigh these other two and see if it possibly has the die in it. And then I'm going to put one of the dies about the same size on the scale with it and see if it changes the weight. So let's reset this and calibrate and make sure that we're starting with one we know is right. Okay, here is Bobby and Uni. This is the one from... Okay, what's going on here? What's wrong with my scale? Okay, took it a second. 5 ounces. That's what it weighed the first time. Then this one here weighs 5 ounces. So I feel fairly certain that these are good. 5 ounces. Then we're going to toss a die on there that should be about the size of his... Let's see if it affects the weights at all. 5 ounces. We'll put one of these, the smallest one, on there. That 0.1. It's a 0.1 difference. So I can see 4.9 on a Bobby, and there's 0.2 for that one. So there's a 0.1 or a 0.2 difference on it, whether or not it has the die in it. So I'm going to say score 1 for Hasbro. So Hasbro did make it up to me by sending me out the right product. It was expensive. It would not have happened if it was plastic-free packaging, because someone along the lines would have said this is the wrong figure doesn't match the box. Somewhere, the person on Amazon shipping it would have probably noticed it. Somebody packing up the boxes might have noticed it, or the person stuffing it in the box probably wouldn't have made a mistake in the first place, just simply because these things are covered up. They're actually in there covered up with this wrapping, so that's why, part of why it's so easy to make a mistake like this. But anyway, I hope this video is helpful, and you've got my weights if you want to weigh yours before you open it, or if you're a sealed in-box collector, hopefully those weights give you a little bit of comfort knowing how much this stuff weighs. Let me know in the comments below if this was helpful. Like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.
Children, from this world and yours, it is up to you to save them.
He's gone again. How are we supposed to find other children if we don't even know where we are? Yeah!
Will somebody tell these dummies it's just a mirage?